Take a deep breath, gently, slowly, and don't rush this moment. Right now, wherever you are, pause. Not tomorrow, not when things calm down, not when life gets easier. Now. Because in this very moment, in the middle of your thoughts, your responsibilities, your worries, and your unanswered questions, God wants you to hear something clearly. You don't have to see it for Him to be working. You don't have to feel it for Him to be moving. And you don't have to understand it for Him to be in control. Be still and know that He is God. Be still and trust that God is working, even when you can't see it. There are seasons in life that feel silent, not peaceful silence, but confusing silence. The kind where you pray, but nothing changes. You believe, but nothing shifts. You try, but doors remain closed. And slowly, doubt begins to whisper. Fear begins to grow. Impatience begins to rise. And you start to ask, God, are you even doing anything?
But listen carefully. Silence is not absence. Delay is not denial. And unseen movement is not inactivity. Just because you cannot see God working does not mean He is not working. God is working in your waiting. While you are waiting for answers, God is working on your character. While you are waiting for breakthrough, God is strengthening your foundation. While you are waiting for doors to open, God is preparing what is on the other side. Ecclesiastes 3:11 says, He makes everything beautiful in its time. Not your time, not rushed time, not pressured time, but His perfect time. And in His time, nothing is wasted. One of the hardest parts of faith is when God feels silent. You pray and heaven feels quiet. You ask and there is no immediate answer. You wait and nothing changes outwardly. And in that silence, your mind begins to create stories. Maybe God forgot me. Maybe I did something wrong. Maybe nothing will ever change.
But the truth is, God's silence is not His absence. Sometimes, God is silent because He is working deeper than what your eyes can see. Even when you cannot trace Him, you can still trust Him. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are not overlooked. And you are not behind. Isaiah 49:28 says, I have engraved you on the palms of my hands. That means you are not just remembered by God. You are held by Him. And nothing held by God is ever lost. God also works behind the scenes. Before the door opens, He is already arranging it. Before the breakthrough arrives, He is already preparing it. Before the blessing shows up, He is already aligning everything. Think about Joseph. From the outside, it looked like betrayal. It looked like delay. It looked like suffering. But behind the scenes, God was positioning him for the palace. What others meant for harm, God was already turning for good. Romans 8:28 reminds us, all things work together for good to those who love God. All All things. Not only the good things, but also the painful things, the confusing things, the things you didn't plan, the things you didn't choose. God is still working through it all. And while you are waiting for your situation to change, God is changing you. He is building patience in you. He is strengthening your faith. He is deepening your trust. He is removing what cannot go with you into your next season. Because sometimes the delay is not punishment, it is preparation. So be still, not because everything is perfect, but because God is present. Be still, not because you are in control, but because God already is. Psalm 121 verse 4 says, "He who watches over you will neither slumber nor sleep." That means while you are resting, God is working. While you are waiting, God is working. While you are confused, God is working. While you are crying, God is working. There has never been a moment when your life was unattended by God. Never.
So, what if nothing is wasted? What if every delay had meaning? What if every closed door was protection? What if every tear was seen? What if every prayer was recorded? What if God is using everything, even now? Right now, I want you to pause again. Breathe in slowly and breathe out slowly. Let your heart settle. Let your mind slow down. Let the noise fade. And remind yourself, God is working. Even here, even now, even in this delay, even in this silence, even in this uncertainty. And here is the truth. A shift is already happening. Even if you cannot see it, God is rearranging things in your favor. Doors are being prepared. Paths are being straightened. Timings are being aligned. And what looked stuck is not the end. So don't give up. Don't panic. Don't rush ahead of God. And don't assume nothing is happening. Because just because you cannot see movement does not mean God is not moving. Be still and trust Him.
And as this message comes to an end, don't rush away from this moment. Let it settle. Let it sink into your heart. God is working, even now. Even in the prayers you thought went unheard. Even in the tears no one else saw. Even in the season that feels stuck and unmoving. He is working. You may not see the movement, but heaven is not silent. You may not understand the process, but God understands the plan. And one day, you will look back at this very season, the waiting, the wondering, the wrestling, and you will realize God was carrying you the entire time. So today, choose stillness over panic. Choose trust over fear. Choose faith over frustration. Be still, not because everything makes sense, but because God is faithful. Be still, not because you have the answers, but because the one who holds your future does. If this message spoke to you, take a moment right now and write in the comments, "God is working for me." Declare it, believe it, stand on it. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to this channel for more powerful Christian motivation that strengthens your faith and reminds you that you are never alone in your journey. Share this message with someone who needs encouragement today.
Remember this: God is never late. He is never absent. He is never unaware. He is working, even when you can't see it. Be still and trust Him.